Hello there. Welcome to Everything Star Wars. I'm Rob. I'm here, and you're there. Today we're going to discuss about the fifth episode of The Mandalorian. Now, if you haven't seen any, and I haven't done any reviews because I had a problem with my phone, I've enjoyed them. The best one so far was episode 3. Episode 1 was really good. Episode 2 was funny, and I enjoyed that. I've enjoyed all of them. But the best one to me is episode 3. And that includes this current episode. So I still think episode 3 was really good. One of the best. Now, it doesn't mean that they're bad at all. I'm really enjoying the show. But some people, and I'm not going to say names, but some people just seem to have a problem no matter what you do. If you put too much nostalgia or Easter eggs, they got a problem with that because they're ripping off the old. Okay, so then they do original, but then they don't want the original. They want the old. So I'm like, you can't, it's going to be impossible at this point, no matter what Disney does, to make everybody happy. I am in between, okay? That's just how I feel, and I'm going to state this every single time. I like half, I don't like the other half. With The Mandalorian so far, basically the story, and I'm trying not to give spoilers right now, I will in a little bit. Basically the story is he was a bounty hunter, collecting bounties. This is 5 years after the Return of the Jedi. It's after the Empire's in shambles, and things are like not governed yet because there's so many planets. There's a whole galaxy now that you have to govern and law. So some places are lawless, and it's kind of in between. Everything's in between. So he's a bounty hunter, hunts people down. He gets a job. At first, you're not sure, you're just known as the client, but it turns out to be... Okay, now we're going to get to spoilers, so I'm going to stop right there. Yeah, if you don't want to watch anymore, I understand. Okay, so now I'm going to continue, because I don't want to ruin it for everybody. But basically, it's the Empire hiring him to get the asset. And the asset is this Yoda creature. Everybody's calling him Baby Yoda. Disney names him the Child. And basically, he goes with what I thought was an excellent episode. I love it. He had another bounty hunter. It was IG-11, and people mad because, it's IG-88, whatever. And then Mandalorian's Boba Fett. No, whatever. Some people just, you're not going to make them happy. Anyway, so I thought IG-11 was awesome. I loved seeing something I've never seen before because I've never seen IG-88 battle. So now to see IG-11, a prototype, the IG unit, battle was incredible. Anyway, they get to the asset, which is Baby Yoda, and the Mandalorian destroys IG-11, which was shocking. And Baby Yoda was shocked. It was a really great, fantastic episode. I loved episode 1. And it was my favorite episode 3 came in, because episode 3 has the Mandalorians and them protecting him. I said there were spoilers, so don't say I didn't warn you. And basically, he's protecting Baby Yoda. He's going against the guild. So he's returned all those bounties. He's one of the best. People can't stand him. They're jealous of him because he always gets his bounty. But he seemed to have given into this child. And he goes back. As he gives up the child, he retrieves the child. You learn about the Mandalorians a little bit and how they get their armor. That was interesting. So anyway, now he's on the run, basically, because he's protecting the baby. So that'll sum up the first 4 episodes. He's protecting the baby. He went from a bounty hunter hunting people down to now he's the one being hunted. From the hunter to the huntee is basically, I could set this up. And he's protecting this child, Baby Yoda, okay? Now, we don't know much more about the Baby Yoda other than we know it has the Force and it's of the Yoda species, which we don't know the name of the Yoda species to this point, right? We don't have a name for it. Maybe in the future we will, but right now we don't. With that being said, this episode starts off, episode 5, okay? Now, more spoilers coming. It starts off with he's being hunted. A bounty hunter's trying to shoot him right away. Right away it starts off. He's getting shot, lit up, and the guy uses his famous line, I could take you in warm or cold. And the Mandalorian seems to shut everything down, says, hey, that's my line, and pulls a fast one and blows him out of the sky. I had a problem with that because I'm like, well, this guy's shooting 1,000 times, hitting him, and doesn't kill him yet. This, the Mandalorian takes one shot and blows him away. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I'm just being too nitpicky, but that's just how I felt. Anyway, he's in trouble because his engines, are going out. His vehicle got shot up. So we find out that he lands on Tatooine, which I think is real cool. And you see a couple of the droids. He hates droids. He just gives them like a warning shot, and they run. And the lady's like, "Hey, this is my droids. Calm down. I understand you don't like droids, but your ship's in bad shape. It's going to cost you." So he has 500 Imperial credits, and she said, "Well, that'll cover the cost of your parking here." Basically, she's like, "Come on, I got to repair this. You got fuel leaking. Your engines are gone. It's expensive." So now he has to go and find a way to pay off the repairs. He hits into the cantina where there's droids there. And there's aliens, but the droids are the bartenders, basically. They're not a human like we saw in The New Hope. So he goes into the bounty. He goes up to the droid asking, "Hey, any money? Where can I go to hunt? Okay. And droid's like, "Can't find. I don't know. Not gonna find anybody. Nothing here." So the guy says, "Hey, come here." So he shows him the tracking fob. He has a tracking fob. He shows him the puck. He's after an assassin. Mandalorian says, "Well, good luck with that." The guy says, "Listen, I need you because I need to get in the guild. You can keep all the money. For me, I want to get into the Bounty Hunters Guild, and for you, you can keep all the money. How's that?" So he tells him to get some speeder bikes. Finally, I have to say, I didn't say this before, but finally, to me, the Mandalorian needs a way to travel when he's on the ground. He doesn't have a jetpack, and he doesn't have some kind of vehicle to travel on the planes. He's walking everywhere. I'm like, man, you need to buy something. And a speeder bike, to me, would be perfect. So the guy gets two speeder bikes, the wannabe bounty hunter. They go out looking for this assassin. They run into sand people. They negotiate with them to pass. They give them binoculars. It works out. So sand troopers, sand people give them the right of passage, without problems. They fall for a bait. They see somebody killed. He finds out it's a bounty hunter, and he's being shot at by the assassin. He's got like a rifle gun. Anyway, they wait till nighttime to plan out the attack. Basically, Mandalorian's doing everything, and this guy's just following his lead because I guess Mandalorian knows his stuff from all experience, and this guy really doesn't. They get the assassin, and they got a problem because she shot one of the speeder bikes out, so the speeder bike can only hold two. So he has an idea. They go get the Dunback, I think it's called, an animal that we saw earlier with Nick Nolte, by the way. We saw in one of the episodes. I believe it was the first episode and the second episode, so we've seen it. So she convinces the boy, the young wannabe bounty hunter, don't know their names, convinces him, "Hey, listen, the Mandalorian's worth a lot more than me, and if you bring him, and you're going to be a legend in the guild. They're not only going to take you, but you're going to be legendary." So she convinces him, and he's like, "Okay, that's what I'm going to do." Basically, and more spoiler stuff here, and just letting you know, he kills the assassin. He heads back to the port, finds out where his ship is. He's basically holding hostage the woman and Baby Yoda. But the Mandalorian is able, with the help of the woman who was repairing a ship, to overcome and beat the guy. And basically gets his ship fixed and ready for the next episode. I liked it. I really thought it was a good episode. I enjoyed it a lot. Going back to Tatooine, a couple of Easter eggs again, like we had in all these other episodes. I love the nostalgia. I love how they reference a little bit of the Clone Wars, a little bit of New Hope, a little bit, I like that. And I think that's really cool how they mix that in. I know some people think The Mandalorian is just another Boba Fett wannabe, and IG-88, it's IG-11, and all this stuff. And I get that, but it is Star Wars. Let's be realistic, people. And I know not everybody's going to be happy, and everybody's going to find something to nitpick at it and chew it down. And I just think it's unfair. You're going to have multiple creatures in Star Wars. Okay? These are galaxies we're talking about. Why do they only have one robot? What, they can only have one robot? It's impossible for them to have other robots? In The Empire Strikes Back, they had another C-3PO. It just wasn't C-3PO. But they did have another droid version of him. And remember, he was created by Anakin. So where did this droid come from? Okay, so obviously there are other droids like them. There are other prototypes like droid. Like it's an R2. I'm sure there's other R2 units, and there's improved units. R5 and R4 and all that. I don't see what the problem is with this. I think it's great that they're throwing in stuff we haven't seen before, like seeing the IG robot in action, introducing new characters. Having the old, I love the mix. I love it. And I think it's great. I think people are just hating to hate. And unfortunately, I don't like that. If you that's my problem. You want to say that the movies, okay, were about their Star Wars more than our Star Wars. Yeah, I can go with that. And I agree, because that's my biggest problem. I think that this Star Wars, this sequel trilogy, should have been their Star Wars for episode 10, 11, and 12. And they should have introduced these characters into this. And that's what I'm saying. It should have been Luke, Leia, Han, their story, bring in the new characters, and yeah, it's a war, and people are going to die, and that's it. But I would have accepted that that's more in 9 than I would in 8 and 7. Everything does end, Everything can't be a happy ending, because then it's kind of boring and ridiculous. Even Avengers, they had people die, and it makes it more realistic. To me, in my mind, the good guys they always win. Why are we watching movies? They always win. So why am I going to see a movie that they're always going to win? To see how they win? Yeah, that's the most interesting part. But sometimes it's just so unrealistic. It just bothers me. Like, come on, really? But that's why I'm enjoying the Clone Wars, because it's not always the good guys winning, it's the bad. I'm enjoying the series. I love it. There's 3 episodes to go, and I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with the nostalgia, the Easter eggs. I don't have a problem with them showing stuff from the Clone Wars or the new trilogy. None of this is giving me an issue. I'm really enjoying it. Yes, some episodes are better than others. That's to be expected. 1 was great. 3 was great. 2, 4, and 5 have been good. But, there's ones I like better than the others. And it's, I like 3, I like 1, 2 was funny, 2 was good with the Jawas, 1 was good. Yeah, and in this episode we got more people. So it's interesting, it's original, you're bringing in people. I don't know what the issue is. All I can say is you just can't make every damn person happy, and that's how it is. And that's how it's going to be for a while, until this sequel trilogy thing gets out of people's system. I don't think Mandalorian's bad at all. I think Jedi Fallen Order is great. I'm enjoying Battlefront 2, which has a ton of updates coming up. But you let me know how you feel. I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was very good. I really enjoyed it. I wasn't disappointed at all. I was really into this one. 4 kind of felt like the A-Team, and there is a Clone Wars episode which kind of does the same thing with episode 4. So I didn't think it was as good as the others. It was okay. It was good, but it wasn't the best. I think the best is 4 and episode 3 and episode 1. They're together. I think 2, 4, and 5 are good, but not as good as them. But I really enjoyed this. That number 2, it's close. Episode 2, both of them are up there. I'd say like 3 and 1 were 5s, 2 and 5. Episode 5 were 4s, and episode 3 was like a 3.5. I've enjoyed every one. It's just me. You let me know in the comment section. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you next time on Everything Star Wars. I value your opinion. I know we're gonna have a mixed bag here, and that's fine. But let me know if you've been watching it, what you think of it. I love it. And I'm so looking forward to the 6, 7, and 8. I'm really enjoying The Mandalorian. I'll see you next time. Have a good weekend, a good week. Hit that notification bell so I can continue to give you more.